How the Americans treat the JCPOA is a scale catastrophe, said Rear Admiral Ali Shamkhanmi, the Secretary of the Supreme National Security Council SNSC of Iran, who also acts as a senior advisor to Iranian Leader Ayatollah Khamenei. He made the remarks on Saturday in Tehran while receiving the British Secretary of Foreign and Commonwealth Affairs Boris Johnson, with the objective to discuss regional and international developments with Mr. Shamkhani. Mr. Johnson, who is on a two-day visit to Tehran, met the Iranian senior official. Currently, in the post-JCPOA era, bilateral cooperation, trade and economic ties between Iran and UK are not satisfactory, and easing banking relations between the two countries can pave the way for expansion in other areas of cooperation, highlighted Mr. Shamkhani. Categorically criticizing the U.S. behavior in regards to the JCPOA, he asserted that the continuation of such a way of dealing with JCPOA will not only decertify U.S. politically, but also cast doubt on this country's reliability in international treaties. Regarding the inactive state of other signatories of the JCPOA in dealing with the inappropriate behavior of Washington, the Islamic Republic of Iran has made the needed decisions based on its own interests and responsibilities to even snap back to pre-agreement conditions if needed, added the Iranian senior official. "We are gravely serious in our fight against terrorism," said Mr. Shamkhani, who is also a member of the Iranian Expediency Council, after slamming the stances undertaken by some countries against the regional policies of the Islamic Republic of Iran. If it was not for the right policies, decisions, and practical measures of the Islamic Republic of Iran, costing the lives of hundreds of martyrs, today, the ISIL was the ruler in Iraq and Syria and shared borders with Europe, reiterated the top official. "It was an unwanted service of Mr. Trump to the Islamic world," said the Iranian official, touching upon the latest decision of U.S. President Trump ordering the move of U.S. Embassy to Al-Quds. Palestine is an independent country with a single capital city, and the new decision will definitely return the issue of Palestine to the top of the agenda of the Islamic world, contributing to the solidarity of Muslims against the child-killing regime of Israel to restore the rights of the wronged people of Palestine, articulated Mr. Shamkhani. "Undoubtedly, the people of Palestine will never pick the name of Israel for their country, and it is tantamount to the removal of Israel from the map of the world," he said, stressing the right of Palestinians in choosing the name and capital of their homeland. The Iranian official also criticized the British government for selling arms and weaponry to the countries which violate the human rights, like Saudi Arabia and Bahrain. While all international entities have condemned the blockade and bombardment of the wronged people of Yemen, assuredly those partnering in these crimes will be trialed in the court of the public option of the world as the violators of the human rights, he said, denouncing the UK government as an accomplice in the war crimes underway in Bahrain and Yemen, where people are killed for their call for change and political regime of their countries. The Westerners not only do not allow the international entities to fulfill their responsibility in recognizing Saudi crimes in Yemen and following up the cases, but also are reluctant to stop the arms flow to Saudi Arabia. He voiced his anger over UK and US continuous arms sale to Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Bahrain, which all the three are governed by non-democratic monarchies. The JCPOA is a multilateral and international agreement whose implementation benefits the peace and stability in the world, said the British diplomat in this meeting. For his part, Mr. Johnson called for more efforts to remove the obstacles hindering the effect of the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA, especially in the areas of financial and banking transactions. Touching upon Trump's decision to order the U.S. Embassy move to Al-Quds, Mr. Johnson affirmed that London is opposed to the decision and said, "Any unilateral measure will undermine reaching peace. The UK has no decision to move its embassy to Al-Quds, and we will stay in Tel Aviv," asserted the British Foreign Secretary Johnson. YNG 4,167,029